Hi, Citizen Max here, and today's video is on a subject that has been an obsession of mine over the last couple of weeks when I discovered the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is possibly what we used to, not much more than what we used to call not eating between meals, i.e. have 3 meals a day and none of this snacking and grazing all day long, of which I was a major culprit. I've been on it really, more or less, for the last 2 weeks, and I can't yet say how good it's been, other than I've amazed myself at how I've managed to do it, because for the last, well, my life basically, 30, 40 years, I've eaten late at night, I've eaten in between meals, any excuse for a cup of tea, and when you have a cup of tea, you got to have biscuits with it or whatever, some snack, chocolate. And to be fair, when I used to smoke, I used to have much less biscuits and chocolate. But I think even the people, everyone who says that sugar is one of the worst things and probably the biggest evil in our diets today, they still all say that smoking is very bad for you. So between the devil and the deep blue sea, I gave up smoking, but I had much more sugar in my diet because of that. Instead of having a cigarette with a cup of tea and having a cup of tea with a cigarette, I just replaced it with snacks, biscuits and chocolate. The thing that actually made my light bulb moment came when I saw a video in my my feed, and the title was "How to Stop Going to the Loo at Night." And I just thought, as most people would think it's logical, I'd say it's just too much liquid, or you're prostrate, you got some problem. I clicked on this video by Dr. Eric Berg, and he said it's to do with insulin and you mustn't eat after 6:30. That's it. And the fact is, it didn't occur to me that food eaten in the evening is the cause of going to the loo, urinating at night. I thought one's food, one's liquid. What's one got to do the other? Anyway, check out that video, Dr. Eric Berg. I will point out also that because of my long ongoing acid reflux issues and stuff like that, and throat burn and blah, 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 which many people have got, I did at one point see a speech therapist, and she in no uncertain terms told me I had to stop eating late at night, and was very angry with me when I didn't fulfill that first condition at the first therapy session I had with her. So, a few weeks later, when she was going through all various complicated stuff like drinking through a straw and whatever, all various vocal exercises, and I said it wasn't really working, she found out that I was still eating late at night. She got very angry with me. But having said that, even after that, I still carried on eating late at night. And it was very, very, very rarely that I ever didn't eat late at night. But since watching that video about not going to the loo, that has spurred me on. And I must say also to not eat in between meals. And now I find it incredible how much I ate in between meals. I've eaten breakfast today. I got a bit of heartburn, if the truth be told, but that's another issue. That's another discussion. But the idea of now having a cup of tea and biscuits, which is what I would have done up until about 2 weeks ago, for the last 30 years, 40 years, is unthinkable now. I know that at the very least I've got to go through till lunchtime before I eat again, and possibly to have 2 meals today, have a late lunch, early supper. Anyway, that is my take on intermittent fasting. If nothing else, well, I must also point out it's and this is not for the delicate amongst you, but it's completely and utterly settled my stomach compared to what it used to be, when I used to, without going into too much detail, spend an awful lot of time on the loo because of my constant eating, my constant biscuits and tea in between, and rubbish food and sugar, etc., etc. But now that I'm doing intermittent fasting, not eating late at night, and giving my stomach as near to 16 hours as possible from last eating time in the evening till breakfast in the morning, whatever time that has to be, my stomach is so settled. I'm not on the loo like for hours on end, and having terrible indigestion the whole time. And for that reason alone, I'd recommend intermittent fasting, even if you can't do a keto diet, which I can't at the moment. I can't at the moment think about giving up carbohydrates, but something is better than nothing. So who knows? It could be to start something big for you as well. Just stop that late night eating. Try and go 16 hours without eating, including your sleep, obviously, and try and not eat in between meals. Maybe have 2 meals a day, or if you have 3, even so. If you finish by 6:30 or 7, then that's still going to give you a good long time for your stomach to settle, and don't eat in between meals. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Good night.